We're finally into October, and that means the first 3 quarters of the year are in the books. And Acura is back to their old ways here in 2023. All right, how is Acura doing? If you missed my Honda sales recap, Honda's doing fantastic in 2023 compared to their abysmal 2022. Let's start with some of the highlights here. Integra tops 2,500 units in sales for the 8th straight month, leads luxury gateway segment. So that'd be like Audi A3, stuff like that. So yeah, Integra doing what it came to do, soaking in some of those premium sales. And I would almost say like the Mazda 3 is more of a direct competitor to some of the more traditional luxury brands, but you know, the Integra is still doing well, which I want to see that for Acura. Acura's SUVs pack 1-2 punch, topping 8,000 units. The RDX posting best sales month in 2 years. The RDX has been in this crazy sales slump. I'm not sure why entirely. I know it's largely due to the microchip shortages and whatnot, but finally the RDX getting its swagger back. All right, looking at Q3 Acura. They are up with their cars 85%. Their trucks and SUV, well, Honda calls their trucks and SUVs the same thing. So their light trucks up 62% on the quarter. And if we look at for the month, it's even better for their cars, not quite as good for their SUVs, but that's impressive. So what are some of maybe the highlights here as we go down? Well, as we look forward, the ZDX Type S will be coming out early 2024. I think you might be able to pre-order them already. I'm trying to think pricing. I think they announced pricing. I think it's upper 60s. Here we go. Yeah, the ZDX is around 60,000, and the Type S will be in the 70,000 range. It'll have a little bit more miles in the rear-wheel drive models compared to the front-wheel drive Prologue that gets about 300 miles of range. You'll have much bigger wheels on this guy. No, I'm excited for it. It's going to be a much-needed option for Acura buyers. If they're in an RDX or MDX and they want an electric vehicle, Acura has now an option to keep them at home instead of them going to Tesla or the competitors. So excited for the ZDX and the return of the nameplate for them. And I think it's a pretty cool looking crossover. So let's get back to the sales for them. The Integra is capturing 40% of the sales of the premium compact class. That's impressive. All right. Acura sales have topped 12,000 units for the 7th straight month, led by balanced results for cars and SUVs. And Integra sales topped 24,000 units for the first 9 months, with nearly 3 times the retail sales of the nearest competitor. TLX 9-month sales of over 13,500, best 22 annual results, so that's very impressive. And Type S model representing a third of the TLX sales. The Type S model is very desirable of the TLX, and it's almost a bargain compared to the Integra Type S. It doesn't cost that much more, but you get the V6 turbo, and you get super handling all-wheel drive, and you have an automatic. So it's a nice upgrade from the Integra Type S. Doesn't handle nearly as well. It's definitely heavier. It's going to beat it in a straight line unless you have like a professional driver in the Integra Type S with perfect conditions, etc. But yeah, the TLX will be faster 99% of the time in a straight line with that super handling all-wheel drive automatic 10-speed. Anyways, around a track, Integra would smoke it, of course. But MDX and RDX have topped 8,000 sales, like I mentioned. All right, so let's get into the big sales graph here. And let's go straight to the Acura division here. Acura is up 48% on the year, up 55% on the month of September. ILX, rest in peace. Integra up 80% on the month compared to last year, and up 300% on the year. Obviously, the Integra wasn't sold in volume for the entire year last year, so it's hard to compare to anything, but it is crushing everything else in its segment, in that premium entry compact segment. So happy to see the Integra crushing it, as it is. It's a very good car. Its bones are the new Civic, and the new Civic is fantastic. Is it worth the premium price upgrade over the Civic to get the Integra? It depends on who you are. Simple as that. They're both very good. NSX, rest in peace. It's hard for me to even say those words as they kill it off as we get ready for, here's the thing. Honda at this mobility show in Japan is going to be showing, let's see here, not the Prologue, this one, the Honda Specialty Sports Concept. It is more than likely going to be a fully battery electric coupe. It's not going to be an Acura. It's not the next NSX, but it could be the spiritual successor to the S2000 or the Prelude. So very excited for this. Can't wait to show it to you guys, break it to you guys while I'm in Japan with David Chow from Automotive Press. All right, back to the sales. NSX, rest in peace. RLX, RL, rest in peace. TLX up 115% on the month, up 48% on the year. And like I said, a 33% of those coming as the Type S model. Great to see as well. All right, MDX up 7% on the month. This is their number one selling vehicle all time. And it is also up 35% on the year. So the volume is starting to slow down on the MDX, while volume on the RDX is skyrocketing, up 118% on the month, up 38% on the year. Finally, the RDX is back. It's selling as much as it should be. Possibly should be selling more, but if we compare to the Lexus NX, it should be getting somewhat close to that. So if we look at the NX sales compared to the RDX, the NX sold 6,000 units last month, and it is gaining a ton of steam like the RDX, and has sold 51,000 units so far on the year. Acura with the RDX, I know Acura is a much smaller brand than Lexus. Not that far behind, only 2,000 units or so behind the Lexus NX on month over month, and it's getting smoked year over year, but month over month, it's not that far behind the Lexus NX. So great to see the RDX still hanging with the boys. But let me know which Acuras you think are most interesting right now. The MDX, I still think, is my favorite Acura. I really like the Integra if you need that in your life to have some fun, either with the 6-speed manual. I actually don't recommend it at all in the CVT, but that's probably what, I know that's what the majority of the Integras being sold are. I'm seeing a lot of Integras out there on the streets, mostly driven by women. I wonder what the demographics are there, but the Integra is crushing it for them. It's a good-looking car. It's fun to drive. Not so much with the CVT, but if you get it in the manual or the Type S, you're going to have the time of your life in that car. You know, what's interesting is that the Integra is almost outselling the RDX so far this year, but if you look at the RDX sales, they have almost doubled in this past month in comparison. So it's kind of now leaving the Integra in the dust, but it's an SUV market. That's what people are going towards. And I still think what Acura is lacking in their lineup, it's not a battery electric vehicle. They're bringing that in so they can, you know, capture or retain some of their loyal customers. They don't have a compact crossover. They don't have something like an HRV sized vehicle with like a fun hot hatch sort of personality like the Integra embodies. It is unfortunate. They could absolutely be crushing that end of the market as well, like the HRV is starting to do, but Acura just for some reason has never incorporated a compact crossover into their market, or should I say subcompact crossover. They can maybe hit that niche with a battery electric vehicle in the future that slots underneath the RDX. That's maybe our best hope. Anything else in their lineup? Yes, it's sad to see all their hybrids be gone at this point, but they're going fully electric before Honda. And so that'll probably be close to around 2030 or so. They could be fully electric. They have not made any official announcement on that electrification cutoff quite yet, but it'll be fun to watch. But thank you guys. Make sure to stay tuned for my coverage of the Honda Mobility Show. There won't be any Acura products there, I don't believe, because Acura doesn't exist in Japan. But I'll be covering all the Honda, Toyota, Lexus, all the other Japanese automakers, and maybe some BYD stuff there. If I think they're going to be there at the Japan Mobility Show as well. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one. Have a great day and peace.